Welcome back. This is an Aleks training video on calculating molarity using solute moles. Molarity is a concentration, and it's based upon moles. How many moles are dissolved in a certain amount of solvent? Okay, so specifically it's liters of solvent. So a mole divided by 1 mole of something in 1 liter of solvent is going to have a 1 molar concentration, and that's in capital letter M. So they're asking for a concentration if they measure out 0.000181 micromoles of something, zinc oxalate, into a flask, a 50 ml flask, and then filling it up with water. So you'll end up with 50 mils of solution, and dissolved in that water, you're going to have a tiny bit of some kind of a powder. Okay, then they're going to ask you for the concentration in millimoles per liter. All right, so really, this seems scary, but it's not. All you're going to do is remember that molarity, which is a concentration, is based on the word moles, is equal to number of moles over liters of solution. Say moles of solute. Solute, remember, is what you dissolve in the water. The solute is the powder. It's a zinc oxalate dissolved in the water. So moles of that divided by liters of solution. So they were nice to you. They didn't make you do any transformations from grams. They just measured out so many micromoles and put it in the water. All right. So I need to know, if I want to answer in millimoles, I want to know how many millimoles this many micromoles are. Now, a millimole is 1,000th of a mole, and a micromole is 1,000,000th of a mole. So I could go straight from micro to milli if I know the relationship. But I always like to do it the long way because it's a little bit easier. And that is, you go from micro back to moles. Since you know micro is 1,000,000th, it's 10 to the negative 6. And then from moles back to milli, which is 10 to the minus 3. Okay, so let's do this first. If I have 0.000181 micromoles in 1 mole, how many micromoles do I have? Micro is 1,000,000th. Okay, that means I'm going to have 1,000,000 micromoles in 1 mole. All right, so there's 1,000,000 micromoles in 1 mole. So I'm dividing by 1,000,000. So I take this one and I divide by 1,000,000. All right, so I'm going to start 0.000181, okay, divided by 1 times 10 to the 6, and I end up with 1.81 times 10 to the minus 10 moles. Well, I'm asked to find in millimoles per liter, so let's go ahead and find out how many millimoles that is. In 1 mole, how many millimoles do I have? Milli means 1,000, so I'm going to have 1,000. That's 10 to the 3rd. So moles will cancel. I'll be in millimoles, but I'm going to have to multiply these two. So I take this number times 1 times 10 to the 3, which is 1,000. And I'm going to have 1.81 times 10 to the negative 7 millimoles. Okay. They're asking for my concentration. That's what I'm finding out. So I have this amount, and now I'm going to find out how much solution I'm going to have. All right. They say I've got 50 mils of solution, but I need it in liters. So how many liters is 50 milliliters? So before I put it here in liters, because I need it in liters, let's change it into liters. 50 milliliters, and in 1 liter, how many milliliters do I have? Milli means 1,000. So I have 10 to the 3 milliliters. Okay, so dividing by 1,000 is not so bad. It's just 3 places. I'm going to take this number and go to the left 3 places. I could do it 50 divided by 10 times 1 times 10 to the third. You'll get the same answer on the calculator, but just knowing that it's 3 zeros, I can move it over 1, twice, 3 times, and I end up with 0.05 liters. So I have so many micromoles over so many liters. That's molarity. And they're asking you to find that specific concentration. I do it. I have that over that. That's what this is. So all I'm going to do is do the math. 1.81 times 10 to the minus 7 divided by 0.05 equals, I'm going to have, my calculator says 3.62 times 10 to the 6, but my spidey senses say never trust the calculator until you look at how many significant digits you need. So here I've got 3, but here I've got 2. Remember, I'm dividing by this. This is a number of measurement. This is a number of measurement. So I can't go any further than 2. So I can't say 3.62. I can only say 3.6. So it's 3.6 times 10 to the 6 millimoles per liter. Or I can just use the unit of molarity, and I'll say 3 times 10 to the 6 times 10, 3 times 10 to the 6 millimolar. And that's my concentration, millimolar. Either of these two I think is acceptable on Aleks. All right, hope that helps.